Olivia, welcome to the stream. Welcome to
Hi,
No Fugazi Podcast. Where are you from?
I am from New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans. Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
see you, Phil Jr. came in. Phil Jr. I see you the mod. And I see, where you at? Where you at in here? It was another mod that came in. I seen you in there. I'm going to get to y'all in a yo, mod the chat. Anyways, Olivia, you're from New Orleans, and are you a supporter or you have something you want to debate about?
Can I say both?
We could do both, okay? You support the content. So what
Yes.
what would you like to debate about? And Jerry, I seen you just came in. I'll add you up after. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's this thing of spinning the block, right? Um,
You mean and you
w-
want to go back to your ex?
are the ex wants to come back to you?
Okay.
But you get the strength to not allow that to happen anymore. You actually start to like unwire your brain, so to speak, like kind of look back in hindsight and see maybe this was all one big gigantic mind game. And you ask yourself, were you even in a relationship to begin with? Like, were you in a relationship and that person even wasn't, because it was a mind game. So that person tried to spin the block. And I actually saw some things, and it helped me to make a decision not to allow that. And that person got upset with me.
Okay. So you
And,
were in a relationship with a guy, and
uh-huh.
was how long were you in a relationship with him?
We were in this situationship for about 3.5 years.
Okay, you were in a situationship for 3.5 years. Were y'all living together?
No,
Okay. Was he paying any of your bills?
no, this was like
Okay,
a
so it was
COVID.
just all separate. Okay.
Yeah, and it was like
Do
a
you
COVID type situation.
you said a COVID type situation
Uh-huh.
during COVID? You
Yes.
had a little COVID fling. Okay. So you said that you were dealing with this guy for 3 years. Who broke up with you? Who did you break up with him, or he broke up with you?
He would ghost. He would ghost. And so it led me with no choice, right? And so
So you
until
cut
I,
off. So you cut
uh-huh.
off vagina access.
Yes.
Okay. And then he would go ghost. You would cut off vagina access when he tried to come back. And then you think that you're asking me, like, what is this? Is he just trying to play games or like, what is this?
Right. And why is it that when
Why
I'm
is
at the
it?
point where I'm like, no more, I see the game, I see what's
That's
happening.
when he
He,
comes back harder.
yeah, and it's like you're upset because I won't let it happen. Like I did you
Got it.
something wrong.
All right. So do you want the truth or do you want the lie?
I want the truth.
You want the truth? Okay. So here's the truth. You were in sex zone, recreational use only. He just wanted to hit it. You was his COVID fling. He was clapping them cheeks and you was happy to get them cheeks clapped. But at the end of the day, you ain't qualified for a true commitment or a relationship. When a man truly wants to have give a woman give a woman his commitment, he does it right off the bat, especially after 3 years. That's a long time.
Mhm.
He's going to either say, "Hey, let's go ahead and move in," or let's go with the next steps. And he's going to take you seriously. You will see his actions instead of just hearing his words. So the truth is that you was in sex zone, he was clapping them cheeks, and you didn't qualify for a relationship from him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Move on.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You'll be all right. Question for you. So, do you want a relationship from a man?
I'm not in that place right now. I'm in a healing place.
You in a him place? Okay.
Uh-huh.
How old are you?
I am 39.
You're 39 years old. How many kids you got?
I have two.
You got two. Same baby daddy or different baby daddy?
Same.
Same baby daddy. Okay. Is the baby daddy in the kid's life?
Oh, yes,
Okay, so he be taking care and supporting the kids.
definitely.
Okay, that's good. So currently, right now, you're in a healing place, and are you in a healing place from this situationship from this last guy? That's what you're healing from.
Yes.
Okay. Down the future, down the line, within maybe the next year or the next two, do you want a relationship? Or are you looking to stay single until you die?
No, I'm not looking to stay single until I die. But
Okay. So you want a relationship.
yes.
Okay. Now, you were in a situationship with a man, but you weren't getting the things that you wanted from him, right?
Right. I was at
So
first. It was like, it was just like it was almost like once you got me, it's like you turned on me and I
you
had to readjust.
well, you never really got the things that you truly want. A woman always truly wants a commitment and
Right.
like security, and you
Mm-hmm.
never received that, correct?
Correct. I thought it
Got
was
it.
leading that way, but it didn't.
It never led that way. Okay, so you
Right.
never truly got what you want. All you got was fun.
Mm-hmm.
You got sex. You got your cheeks clapped. That's all you got. So you never got what you truly wanted. Now my question is for you: what do you think you can do in the future to elevate yourself to get the things that you want from a man?
First thing is, I am in therapy, because
Okay.
I had to be broken in the first place to even deal with that. Because to be honest, red flags were shown, but hey, I overlooked the red flags, thinking that it would mature, right? So,
Uh huh.
therapy. I am definitely in the gym. I've lost 100 pounds before, and so I am, back in the gym, working on myself. I see this person in the gym, but I keep it moving,
Okay.
and just building the mental and spiritual aspect of myself so that I won't even entertain that kind of spirit and require what is deserving.
Okay. Well, that's good that you're in the gym, going to therapy. That's not a bad thing. It's always good to have someone to speak to help you maybe regulate your emotions to a degree. Yeah, I would truly so men were simple creatures. So here's the truth. Since men are so simple, there's not a whole lot of things that you truly have to do, right?
Mm-hmm,
So the truth is that you've already hit the wall because you're 39 and you're with two kids, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Women's job on this planet, in order to get the top tier man and the most virtuous man and all of that stuff, their job is to preserve their value for the right man. So since you've already experienced a whole lot of life, which is fine, that's life. You can't go back and you can't change that. But the truth is, your value in a dating market is low. So you have to be realistic to where you qualify with men, right? Now, we can speak about elevating you. We'll get to that point, and I think you already know you need to get in the gym, you need to lose weight. But you also want to be realistic with your standards, because if your standards are too high, then you're going to be shooting air balls. Nothing ain't going in the net. You're going to be shooting air balls, shooting your shot, giving certain guys a chance, but your standards are too high. Them guys, it's a late Saturday night. They just want to clap cheeks and they'll sell a dream. Men can sell a dream like it ain't nothing. Them niggas, best salesmen,
mm-hmm.
top tier salesmen. They'll sell a dream forever. So with that being said, you want to say, hey, Olivia, how much do you currently weigh?
I'm about 190-ish.
190-ish. How tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Okay, so you want to get that down to 140, 130. You know what I mean? So if you could get that down, you can get that down, right?
I used to
That
be
will
I used to be 280.
Okay, so you've already been working on it. So that
Mm-hmm,
means that you can still elevate the beauty. Since men were simple creatures, beauty is what's like, oh, okay, beautiful. But then you got two kids, so you coming with some baggage off the rip anyway. So now you got to see what type of man that you want. Do you really qualify for that man? So you got to say, okay, the man that's because you got a whole lot of boxes that you need to check off in a man. Men, we only got really a few boxes. Is she sex, suppliance, and submissive? So that goes with beauty. Does she have a lot of baggage and can she follow my lead? The way your situation is, you can elevate on the beauty by losing weight, but you're always going to have them baggage, which is those two kids, right? And then you've already experienced trauma. So can you really give a man peace? What's the probability of that? I hope you do heal and go through the counseling and the therapy and you actually go through a healing process that can elevate your mental. So you can elevate your mental and you can elevate your beauty. But now you got to see, well, what guy do you want? And is it realistic for you to get that guy? So now let's ask you, what's your height preference in a guy? Be realistic.
Um, I would say 5'8" to 6'3".
Okay. And what's his minimum income?
Minimum, oh gosh, that's a good
Yearly.
question.
Minimum yearly
Yearly,
income. Yeah, what's gonna make you submit to a man?
minimum 60.
Minimum 60. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of minimum
All right.
60.
Okay, got you. And so with that being said, you're not too far off. 6'3", it's a small population that's meeting 6'3". So you said 5'8", you
Mhm,
probably want to keep it down in that 5'8" range.
mhm,
You know what
mhm,
I'm saying? If you can't
mhm.
get that 6'3" guy, because that's a huge difference anyway. Only
Yeah.
like 15% of men, only like 15% of people are 6 foot anyway. And then when you get to 6'3", the percentage gets even lower. So, with that being said, I would say you maybe want to lower the standards a little bit on height. And as far as income, $60,000 is doable. That is still above average, though. The average salary in America right now is around $45,000 to $50,000 a year, right? But that's not too above. So you said minimum 60,000. Your standards aren't that high. With that being said, you have a chance, but it's still a low chance. You definitely want to work on yourself to increase your chances to locking down that guy. Because remember, men, you give out sex, but men give commitment. So you want to be the best version of yourself so you can lock him down, okay?
I have a question.
Sure.
So, I've been abstaining, right? So, I
You a
want to
born
see
again
some.
virgin?
Yes, all the way.
God dang.
That
That
might
thing,
lower my chances
I'm about to Kevin,
statistically.
listen, I'm about to
Statistically.
Kevin Samuels you. You 39, you got
Hmm.
2 kids. That thing
Hmm.
should be on clearance
Oh
rack,
no!
shorty.
Oh no! 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 No!
You should
Oh
not be
no!
holding that for anybody. When you meet a
I
man, you should just
am.
be like, here,
Oh
take it,
no!
it's yours. Take
No
it, puppy.
way! Mm-mm. Oh no! Not gonna happen because I will not continue to lose
Fair
myself
enough.
in that way, right? We give
True.
our power away with that, and so if a guy
True.
can't understand that, and you off my checklist just like I'm off yours,
True. But
if I don't have a high, rating or whatever, but so realistically, does that even cut me down lower because I am going to abstain until I do get that commitment, not just spiritually, okay, we had sex so we're married. No, I don't want the papers.
yeah, yeah. Olivia,
Mhm.
that thing should be on, Salvation Army.
Mm-mm. Ain't no
Listen,
way.
I
Ain't no way.
understand. I understand that, now here's the thing. Why would a man, let me ask you a question. Would you want your son to take a woman that's been through so much trauma that she dealt with so many guys and been ran through that she came to the point where she not doing anything because she's been ran through? Like, you want your chick to settle, you want your son to settle with that woman, or would you rather your chick or your son settle with a woman that has less baggage and has less trauma and is, doesn't have all these walls up? Because you got to think about it. You're not a virgin, so while you're waiting, that doesn't mean
Yeah.
that you should have. I'm not saying that
Mhm.
you should
Mhm.
just be giving the cat out. No, I'm joking. I was joking about
Mhm.
the Clarence and
Mhm.
Salvation Army, of course.
Mhm.
But realistically, you should have discernment, right? If you would have had discernment is the ability to make a judgment. So if you would have had discernment in the past, you would have been choosing the men that's going to give you commitment and security.
Mhm.
You haven't been. So now you're at the point where you still don't know how to discern to make a decision on picking the right men. So your only option is to say to yourself, well, guess what? They've abused me so much and hurt me so much and lied to me and I didn't get what I wanted from the relationship. I'm going to hold my cookie to myself. So guess what? The future man has to deal with that. Why should the future man deal with what the past niggas put you through? It's not a fair deal. So I'm saying that have sexual temperance. Don't give your box out to people, but work on yourself, elevate your game so you'll have a better position in the dating market, and then use good judgment. Try to, discern a good man from a bad man. Try to discern a leader from not a leader, tried to discern a liar from a truth teller. So you've had experience. You should be able to do it. But the thing is, you've experienced trauma, and I do think once you heal, fully heal, which you'll still, once you fully heal, you'll be able to discern more, I would say. But
So to answer your question, would I
yeah.
want my son to choose someone who's abstaining because they've been through trauma? So if my son, I'm 39 years old. So if I had a son who was on the dating scene for whatever
Uh
reason
huh.
around that age, I would say it's fair enough that he's been through trauma as well. So if you're meeting someone who is on a healing path, right? Not expecting a man to pay for what somebody else did to her, but she is on a healing path and you choose to enter her life that way, you should respect that because
It
you
doesn't
guys
work
are both
that way.
healing.
Yeah, it's a feminist mindset. You're looking at everything in an egalitarian sense, like things should be equal. Since if that's why you went and said, if the man experienced trauma, shouldn't he excuse a woman that experienced trauma too? Well, nothing is not equal. Men experience trauma and adversities differently than women experience traumas and adversities. And even if they both overcome it, the man has to still deal with the consequences of her experiencing traumas,
But
right?
isn't that both? Like if I meet a man who's been through trauma, I would
The
have
thing
to.
is, the man experienced consequences of a woman that experience. The man experiences the consequences of a woman that overcame trauma. The woman experiences benefits of the man that overcame his trauma, right?
Hmm.
The reason why is because when a woman overcomes trauma, well, he experienced the consequences because that woman has more walls up. She's more hardened. She's less likely to follow your program and to get on your lead. She's less submissive because other dudes put her through things. So it's only she has to take the path of being a little bit more non-agreeable, a little bit more assertive and dominant so she don't get hurt like she was before in the past. And all those are masculine traits: assertive, dominant, and non-agreeable, right? So that's a consequence because a man looks for a leader. Furthermore, on the other hand, a man looks for a follower and a woman to follow his. Well, a woman looks for a leader, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So when a man experiences traumas and adversities, but he overcame it, well, guess what? That made him more assertive, more
Hmm.
non agreeable, more dominant, which is adherently masculine traits if he overcame that trauma. So it's
Hmm.
a benefit to her because what gets the panties wet is a nigga that tell you no.
Hmm.
That's a fact. A nigga that got that back. No, we not doing that.
Hmm.
Okay, this what
Right.
we doing. Come on,
So,
baby.
what's the difference between discernment and a woman that have how do you say it, more dominant traits? Because if you're saying that I should have had better discernment, which you're right,
Mm-hmm.
that's still leading to me being more aggressive, more, you know,
Not
uh
discernment. Discernment is different. So of course the dominant traits and stuff like that. So you're looking at what's the difference between discernment. Discernment is the ability to make good judgment, and you can only. So here's what I'll say: the person that has a higher probability of making good judgment is the person that has discipline,
hmm,
right? If you are disciplined, we kind of project. So if you don't smoke, drink, cuss, don't have tattoos, you haven't experienced all this trauma, your life is pretty much pure, then guess what? You're able to discern when someone else's life is jacked up because you're not like that, because you
right.
project, right?
Uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
if you haven't, but if you are the person that been through so much and you're smoking, drinking, got tattoos, got all these dramas over here and experienced these traumas, you're less likely to discern because you're projecting. You're like, well, I'm going through all of this. I know he got these things going on, but I'm accepted. I'm excuse those red flags. It's just
Mhm,
silly, stupid. Don't excuse the red flags.
mhm,
If
mhm.
you be more disciplined yourself, you sacrifice things and you have discipline and become more of a virtuous person, you will be able to discern the good and the bad within a man.
Whew,
All
okay.
discipline. Yeah, that's
Okay.
how it goes. Trust me.
Mhm. Okay.
But Olivia, good conversation. I wish you the best. I
Thank
wish you
you.
on a good path on your healing journey and also on your weight loss journey. That is great. Thank you
Yes.
for saying
Thank
that you're on
you.
that journey, and I wish you the best. Thank you for support and have a blessed one.
Thank you. You
So
too.
if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.